Well, hello, everyone. I hope you all had wonderful holidays. And even though those holidays may be over, the Grinch still lingers out there in a particular corner of gaming. It is now officially cool to hate Battlefield 6. Know what you're thinking? Didn't you always hate Battlefield 6? No, but don't you want to know how I got these skins? These skins, bro. All right. I'm done with the voice. But in all seriousness, it is cool now to hate Battlefield 6. It is like I hop on Twitter, I hop on Twitter to post. I have to see. Well, I guess I can unfollow people, but I choose to go on Twitter, post, and I see, every fucking Battlefield creator out there, and even the most hardcore shills that were telling us the game's issues and this and that is all minimal because it's so fun. They're finally conceding, like, yeah, the game's really, it's missing a lot. It's not fun. I know fun is subjective, but objectively, everybody is leaving the game. And I want to talk about a lot of things, but it genuinely makes me feel like a crazy person. I'm not Nostradamus. I'm fucking just, I have way more time, background, and experience in fighting games than I do shooting games. And I saw all this stuff they're complaining about now so long ago. I'm not dodging the smoke, but it's redundant to call out anybody because I've interacted with all of these people more or less on Twitter. Their fan bases, call me a regard, nut hug their favorite creator, and it's like, I'm out of the loop. I'm crazy. I don't know what I'm talking about. And now, all these months later, their favorite creators are just saying the same shit I was saying. And it's like, y'all could have that. I have nothing to prove, but I will talk about it in this video, obviously. So, all right, first things first. Majority opinion, we're not happy with the game for many reasons. A lot of them are now widely agreed on, while other things just still make no sense to me. And I know I'm not going to get a cookie for once again predicting the future, but I'm going to talk my shit because one of the things I like to do. But just to run through a few things real quick, nobody's happy with the maps, general pacing, design. They're all pretty much the same size maps, roughly. They play different to an extent, but the different characteristics just feel bad. Like, look at Usobek City. It plays different from Liberation Peak, but they both feel horrible to the average person. I'm all for some degenerate fun, but even I, as a degenerate, cannot enjoy that experience. It's just lame. There's no character to it. It's what do they call it now? It's like AI slop. That some guns are ass, some are too many are laser beams. You can build them to be laser beams, whatever. Kind of get the idea. Let's not waste time with that. What I do want to waste time with is talking about everyone's opinions on how this game really needs to turn around in the next season, and it needs to do this, it needs to do that. It really doesn't. It doesn't need to do anything. They probably won't do anything. It'll probably be more slop, and by slop, just look, if you're enjoying the game, enjoy it. I'm not hating on you. This is just not the blockbuster success we all hoped it would be, and return to form, this, that. I know, broken record for me at least, but calling it now, we're going to get more of the same in the next season. That's my bet. But you know what? Even if we don't, that's still not turning the game around. It's not bringing back all these players that left. They're done. As much as people make fun of, and sometimes rightfully so, how we're in a, goldfish age, everyone has short attention spans. That is true, but also there's so many other games to play. Like, so many people are switching over to Arc Raiders. I might even try it out. It's going to take way too long to get this game to a state that people actually want to play it on a mainstream level, and that's what EA is focused on. So they failed at that. Still failing at that. It's kind of hard to be hopeful for redemption, but let's say they knock it out of the park. Let's say these are the two best maps in Battlefield history. That's not gonna fix the overall issue. You're telling me people are gonna get two maps they may or may not like, and then for months on after that, just play those two maps in rotation. Still got all the other bad maps in the game. The game still plays bad. Well, okay, so what's the other thing? On the subject of the game playing bad, it's not competitive enough. It needs to be esports title. It needs to have tight CS:GO like gunplay. And no, once again, that's not. that's not mainstream success. That's never going to be the route they go in, and I wouldn't want them to go in that route. As someone who's never competed in shooting games, but I've tried to play fighting games at the highest level, you know, I've been to Evo, I've been to other tournaments, got decent placings, which we'll get into in a bit why I'm mentioning that. But, you know, in the fighting game community, the OGs would say, you know, the game is the game. If you don't like it, don't play it. And if you really do like it, if you really want to be competitive in it, you'll find a way. The game shouldn't bend to your will. Take Smash Bros, for example. As much as people clown on that game, it gets played competitively. Creator of Smash Bros hates the idea of a competitive scene, but it's still played competitively. Still thriving last time I checked. Look at Melee, how long that game's been alive. That was never a game designed to be competitive. It just one reason or another, the stars aligned. It is what it is. It's played competitively. People can have fun on a casual level. By all means of measurements, that is a successful game both ways. Battlefield cannot force that. And quite frankly, I don't think they'll ever be capable of that. At least not this development team. Sorry, not sorry. No hate towards anyone. Yeah, to be frank, hate me all you want for this. People saying Battlefield 6 needs to be competitive. It needs to be, you know, deeper than the puddle of it is because, you know, vehicles are dumbed down from how they were. Sniping is fucking. I've never seen a game with sniping so easy, which the other thing straight up kind of pisses me off. People are finally saying this. Like, how did you go apply the auto rangefinder to your fire button? That's fucking old news in Battlefield, right? How did people not see that back then and realize, hey, this sniping is so piss easy, it's a problem. It's not only a problem, it's not fun. Well, I just okay, staying on the subject, it is so it's just so cringe, man. How some of these people be like, oh, I'm so elite at Battlefield. You gotta listen to me because I see 3 times what the average person sees in the game, and I know how this game should be and what's gonna make it successful. And they really just want money from the pro scene, and I get it. You know, hey, make your money if you like the game. So I'm not gonna go out and say like, yeah, they want Battlefield 6 to be pro because that's where they could possibly make money. Because they're not gonna mess with the Call of Duty pros, they're not gonna mess with the CS:GO pros. You know, that definitely could be the case, but I'll never say that's their motive. I will say it could be, but either way, it's like if that's someone's whole reasoning as to why they should be listened to, because like, oh, I'm so good at the game, get accolades in a game that's seriously taken competitively. I've played Battlefield for a long time, and let's be honest, well, a long time and a wrong time, the wrong times now, but yes, there was a competitive scene back then. It was small, and there's no shame in it. I mean, same can be said about some fighting games. Like, my greatest accolades in fighting games came from playing games that weren't that played, like Mortal Kombat, for example. Or, well, the skill ceiling arguably wasn't as high as some other games. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I just like to look in the mirror at the end of the day and be content with myself, know my worth, and know what I am and what I'm not, and not try to force my views onto somebody else just because I did that, this or that in life, you know? Like if a homeless person came up to somebody who's doing their own oil change, the homeless guy doesn't have a car. I know, great analogy. And he's like, yeah, man, use this oil and this filter is so much better. And then the person learns after the fact, the guy with the car, it's like, yeah, that is so much better. Thanks, homeless guy. Imagine how close-minded, how stupid you look, how stupid you sound if you're just off the bat were like, you don't have a car, I'm not listening to you. That's kind of how some of these, not just Battlefield players, but pro players or semi-pro players are. And yeah, it's toxic. It's a turnoff for me and a lot of other people from just playing the game that these people are trying to push others to play because they want the bigger prize money or whatever. Like, make Battlefield fun. Let's start with that. Yeah, bottom line, EA and DICE did not and will not make this game for the pro players. Either learn to adapt to it like any other professional in any other sport would have to, or just find something else. There are just so many other examples in other games, even if it's not apples to oranges comparison, that player retention and player count is not tied to how competitive a game can be. Period. Another side note, real quick, Portal. It's gotten worse from what I remember. So One of my best friends told me about this map that DICE was supposed to make for the game, but someone else made. It was a featured Portal experience. He clicks on it. It's fucking go-karts versus ATVs or whatever. It's a like mini racing game, which is fine if that's in Portal. I'm not, do whatever. I've played the crazy little games in Portal. It's all good, but how is that featured? Like DICE curated, and you click on it and it's just not at all what's in the description. It just make it make sense. So on one hand, I'm glad the shilling's kind of coming to an end for Battlefield. I want the game to be the best it could be. And yeah, like I said a long time ago, shilling is not the way to get there. And if you saw the forest from the trees, or you finally came around to what the situation really is, props to you. I don't want to be like I told you so. And if you're enjoying the game, awesome. Hope you love it. But to the creators and their communities that looked at me like I was regarded and didn't know what I was talking about, milk up. 1v1 me, bro. I don't even do this, but I do this. Now, in other news, I did decide that since Battlefield 6 is a bust and I don't see it ever really recovering or getting bigger than the initial hype of the game, that's not going to be this channel's main direction. I will still cover Battlefield whenever the update comes out. I'm going to try it. But personally, I don't want to be an old man dying on a hill that I really do not believe in to begin with. So I'll be playing Call of Duty. I've been playing other games. Lately, I've been streaming No Man's Sky. It's really a blast. It's a game that feels endless in a good way. It's like a breath of fresh air. It makes me happy, unlike Battlefield has been for since launch, basically. So if you're interested in that, if you're interested in coming hang out on the stream pretty much every day besides Tuesday and Thursday, unless something else comes up. Because, unfortunately or fortunately, I do have a job. I know I should have been a pro Battlefield player. I'd be a fucking millionaire by now and just be sipping pina coladas in Tahiti. But yeah, that's how the cookie crumbles. Appreciate you watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you wish. Milk up, and I'll catch you later.